Hello there guys, welcome back to the e-bike repairs YouTube channel. You may remember, if you watch things, I've got this Haybike battery. It's a Yamaha PASB2 battery. Don't work. I tried all sorts to get this BMS sorted, replaced a broken thing on the back of it. Anyway, it doesn't work, it just comes up with an error. There's the bike. It's got your positive, your negative, and this all-important signal cable in there. What I have bought is, put you back up there, this chip here. This is from advweb.nl, and it will let you use any battery with a Yamaha motor, or at least whatever gen we're on about here. Motor plus, battery plus, data, motor minus, battery minus. Nice and simple. It tricks the bike into thinking it's got this BMS connected to it, even though this BMS doesn't work. You need to get yourself some clear heat shrink, I believe, to sort of insulate it all. It probably doesn't have to be clear, but this has got a fuel gauge on it. I'm going to try and see if I can mount it sort of in there, in a way that might let me see the lights through the back gauge. Who knows? It'll show you on the bar on the bike anyway. I've got my let me out little diagram here of how one wires it up. I've got my humongous new soldering iron heating up. That's very hot. So I'll be removing this BMS, installing this BMS. Hopefully getting everything inside the case. Ideally you want this actually outside the case, maybe underneath the motor somewhere, so that you could put a different battery on. You could then have two batteries going. However, I just want the one battery going, so I'm going to put that in here. If I can. I assume I can. There seems to be loads of room. So we'll see. What I'm going to have to do first then is undo all this, which is great fun with this comically large soldering iron. I've previously done all this up, so you know, yay for me. Isn't that just grand? I'm doing all my work again. Got my solder sucker. Again, my comically large soldering iron that's going to short out something, I'm sure. It's a little unwieldy, this thing. See, it slips, it's going to short something bad out. Of course, I'm doing way too much solder at a time. This poor little baby solder sucker to handle. But it sort of does it. Just takes its sweet time. Oh, there goes the phone. Okay. Right, I've started getting this bit loose. Some of it's off. Some of it isn't, but some of it is. I don't care if I snap the board. Oh, there's a screw in it, isn't there? I remember now. Isn't that a screw that holds it all in? Yep, that'll stop me getting it out, won't it? Keep going. Yes, I was thinking it wasn't coming undone. going, slowly. There's another screw there. It's been probably a couple months since I had this one apart. I bought this, so it's not a customer's one that's waiting on me for months, thankfully. Right, look, we're nearly out. That one's loose, just this one then, I think. There'll be a temp sensor. So, there you go. Look at that. She's off, she's out. Let's unplug this gigantic thing. It's good, this. It's a 200 watt soldering iron. It really does undo everything. The tip is a touch unwieldy though. It's quite big. Not the easiest thing to sort of work with. It's a bit heavy. Right, so there goes that. And I think what I'll just do is probably just cut these off because I can't be arsed. Snippy, 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 snippy. And yeah, this resistor was previously blown. I think it was in the last video about it. And I did solder a new one in, but didn't fix it. Obviously something else shagged on the board, and you know, who could say, once you start getting down to it being a chip that's having a wobbly, like, I don't know, there'll be programming on it that it won't like or something like that. So it is what it is. It's going in the bin. Right, so then we are left with this situation. The old bums. This is a common port. It does have a switch, but I'll just leave that in the on way. Where should I put this in? I suppose I'll just put this down this end. Which one's pos and which one's neg? Can't remember now. Let's check. Meter. Okay, so the positive is down this end of the board. Plus, and that's minus. So, is there room, is there length to do this? Like that. Oh look, it does just fit. It's a bit close to some of the leads there. But would it fit sort of there? I was thinking about it. Wonder if that's not needed anymore. Could I just get rid of that? I probably could. Something I could just cut with this. It does a bit, doesn't it? You could just snap that up. There you go. Get rid of that. Then the BMS could sit sort of there. Trying to lay things out, see how it's going to go. Minus could go there. That wouldn't really matter because that's where the other chip's going to go. So if I make it live sort of there, then there should be room for this other chip to end up over here somewhere. I don't think I'm ever going to get it so I can see these. Looking at that, it's never going to line up properly. Yeah, it's only see-through in these individual segments, so not really much of it doesn't matter then. I'll just make it not be visible. It could be the easiest way to sort that. Let's see what I've got to stick that down with. Nice big double-sided sticky something. Here we go. Bit of that stuff should do the job, shouldn't it? Go for one bit there. One bit there. The only problem with the sticky tape is it's so sticky that it sticks to the backing. I can't get it off. There it goes. Once it starts, it's normally alright. Right, there's that. Right, will this definitely reach? This will definitely reach. So that could fit sort of way up there. Give that a minute to stick down, see if that sort of... Squeeze that. Spider on my arm. Right, so that could sit in there. Doesn't really want to stay, does it? It's on a bit of a lean, I think, that, but it'll stay stuck. It'll be fine. That can come back round like that to give us all that. Then our balance wires here, get all those soldered on. I think it should be quite doable. Something else I have to do is, while I've got all this off, remember that these wires were routed over there, but I'll have to change out the charge port, because I think the original Yamaha charge port will not play nice with this. So I think there's a big rubber block on there, yeah, just a big rubber block. Then the original charge port, I think it's just sort of a normal sized charge port. I have not investigated that though, so we'll find out. Pliers. Let's see if it's just a thing, it unscrews like a normal one. Alright. I think that's a yes. Yeah, no, that'll just spin off. And then out it comes. So let's see if that's just a normal size for, you know, a normal 5.5 2.1 DC jack plug, of which here's 100 I have from earlier. It's promising. Almost looks like this one's perhaps a bit bigger. Oh, okay. I think the one I've got is actually a little bit larger. It is. Very slightly bigger, doesn't quite fit through. But it is close, it's doable. I just need to drill it out, I suppose. Get it. Drill it. Pull that out of the way. Drill bit's too long, okay. We've got this shorter one that goes up in slightly less step. Try not to destroy that. Right, there we go. Is that the right size? See, we lose our nice flat spots, but at least we can have a charge port there. Oh, still alive. That fits. Nice. What were its original charge wires? Those. So they weren't very big anyway. The original charger did, how many amps did it do? It did 4 amps through those wires. So it was already quite high really. What have I got kicking around that I can use for that? That's one bit, plenty of room to get up there. And then I need a long red one. Oh, I could do one better. Could have a long orange one, that's basically red, isn't it? And it's free because I cut it out of another battery, which is grand. The time to solder these on is right now, before we do anything else. That way it's much easier, there's no live soldering to do, as it were. On there. So the one with the round bit is our positive. That goes to the centre pin, and the other one is our negative. I don't know how long they need to be yet, probably not very, but you know, I can cut these down when it comes to it. That's quite hot. That's the one. I've got helping hands right over there, I just, you know, for some reason decide to struggle instead. There we go. 2 wires soldered on. I know the different thicknesses. I'm a bad person. Going to prison. That goes through there. And that goes through there. And then that goes through there. Lovely jubbly. That'll all still slot in there. I don't know how well it'll hold, but that stops being my problem at some point fairly soon. And then we've got our locking ring. There is no room up here at all. It's chaos, obviously. Why wouldn't it be? Now, get that on there. Oh, he's only gone and done it, I think. Yeah, you just got to get it on there straight is what's important. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful job. Nice. Then you do that up. I'm sure it's the size of spanner, but, you know. Why use a spanner if you've got pliers? Okay, now that'll take a bog standard charger. Because this is common port, I can actually just wire into these wires here. But no, I can't. That would go through the dongle. It won't like that. I'll go up into the boomus up here. Right, so now the charge port's sorted. Obviously it needs hot gluing and all that, but you know, that's a problem for in a minute. Just yet. Oh, I wish there was room for anything. It's all a bit crazy. Right, so we've got our on-off switch here, on-off wires, which we're not going to be using, so I'm going to solder those straight together, so it's just permanently. But I've lost my little stick of solder. No matter. I've got a longer one. Nice big blob of solder, not going anywhere. Tape it up. And the hot glue gun must be hot because it's doing that. Which is good because I can then glue up all around my charge port. I think just completely and utterly consume it with hot glue. And that'll be good. And then what way up was this? That way, was it? See if that thing still thinks it fits in there. I think it does. It'll work. That'll be fine. I think the wires are supposed to run up this sort of little channel here. That's easier said than done, isn't it? Like that, yep. And then like that. Cool. Right, so what is next? Oh, balance wires, of course. Can get that back on. Like that, huh? So balance wires wise, we've got our negative, positive, and everything in between. I'm not going to cut them down to size, I'm going to bundle them up, I think, because I like doing that. So I'm going to, thinking about it, does that all want to be the other way around? Would it reach? No, not really, no it won't. Could it go at a jaunty angle? No. The original way. Oh look, we've completely ripped the bottom off this. Grand. Well, such is the way. To find a nice way to hold all these cables down and make it neat and stuff, but for right now, just going to stick it down. Temp sensor will reach both holes, so I can get that all, you know, in, and you know, I could just do it now. That's an original temp sensor hole, so why not just put it in there? Backfill it with hot glue, you say? Okay. That'll do. Very good. Well, that's all a mess, but I will get to that. So, main negatives over here. So we'll solder that on. The end of that does not like that. Try that again, shall we? Big stick of solder. Where did he put it then? Yep, it's on the floor. It's fallen on the floor along with this lovely bit of gauzy tape. Great view of the top of my face there. Right. Let's try this again, shall we? With some flux this time. Yep, that worked. So we've got our main positive, then we've got our cell 1. Two. That's 3. Four. Five. Six. Seven. Eight. Number 9, and then number 10, which confusingly is the 11th balance wire. Fantastic. That's all of those. Of course, it's all got to be tidied up and all that stuff, but you know. That sort of is what it is. You know, I might have enough room to bring these over here, bundle them up here, and then bring it back that way. Maybe I'll do that. So you're that side, plus you, and you're that side, so you will go up there. And then you can come back like that without upsetting that wire there. Like that. To be there. And there. Well, it can all go that way. Somewhere. That'll be in the way as well. Knock you out of the way. EMS is floating. I think something like that will probably end up being possible. Just, you know, got to spend some time making it all a little bit neater. It's not great how it is now. Just try and hold that down with a couple of blobs of for now. Okay, right, so I've done some things. They involved covering up the big mess of wires with a piece of tape for now, because I want to actually see if this works before I come back in and spend loads of time making it all nice, because if I've got to take it all apart again, I'll just, you know, frustration and things. Anyway, this is all fairly self-explanatory. So you've got, if you look at it that way up, you can see there's motor plus and battery plus. And if we flip it up that way, ground for both. So both negatives just join up to this. Then you've got the data pin there. Keep free says don't use that. Data pad isolation, apparently. Sure. But yeah, so that's not horrendously difficult. So first up, I've got this B minus to fit, which goes. I could either through hole it like that, which I think would be if you were doing what do you call them, XT90s, which I could do, but they'd have to stick up. I don't have right angle XT90s, so it's not going to happen. But I can just solder the battery minus straight on there, and then the motor minus also straight on there. So let's strip that back a little bit further. I've decided I'm not going to run them around there because I don't care. Because they're just going to sit up there like that anyway, and it'll all be fine. So I'll need to get my battery minus off there as well. I tell you what, I don't think these cables are quite long enough, upsettingly. But, you know, these things happen. Makes me think I'm going to want the big soldering iron back out for this. I suspect the little one may struggle just a tad. But we'll see, you never know. You never know. This is a helping hand strap. This is not something I need to try and hold because it will get very hot. Very, very hot. And then I'll cry and shit myself or something. Average e-biking activities there. Right, let's go for that. Big sticker solder, just had it in my hand, lost it, found it. I've turned the soldering iron off. Why do I? Nah. I'm going to cut back. Okay, right, I've done some soldering. It's fine, it's passable. So we've got our motor negative over here. We've got our battery negative over here, we've got our data line connected. That little chip is going to hopefully sit sort of there. And just sort of be just about long enough, cable-wise, to do things. That might actually have to come over the top, that one. Or it sits that way up. Tell you what, if it sat that way up, everything would be much easier, wouldn't it? But I suspect it's got to sit that way up for heat dissipation. Well look, that could go like that. that could sit there, and that could sit there, and there is actually room, you know, length on the cable there. I don't think it's too tight. You know, there's slack. There's not a lot of slack, I will admit. There is some slack. That went over there properly. I think we'll be alright. There's loads of room. Should just run underneath along with everything else. I think I'll just do it like that. There you go, problem solved. The clear heat shrink idea didn't happen because it's not going outside the motor casing. It'll probably just get, I'll do a wrap of Kapton tape or something. Should do the job just fine. That can sit there. Then we'll have our B plus for our battery positive, which should, because the idea of this part here is it sits right close to the bottom when it's in the case, like that. That'll just go to there, like that. We're going to avoid some bits, just like that. Should be plenty of room. Sorry, motor plus is actually this side. That's battery plus. Is there enough room to reach? Loads of room. Excellent stuff. So what I want to do is tin up the pad. Tin up the wire. Let's not triple solder on that expensive and delicate board. And then somehow, see what I'll do. So that wants a little wrap of tape on there, doesn't it? It's just worn through there slightly at some point. Probably my doing in the last video. Probably. Do one of those. Just got to work out how to grow extra hands currently. I don't think that's great, but it'll work fine for testing it. See if what it does, you know. So it's actually something that will function. Don't really want that positive going over all this board, but again, I just want to know if the thing works really. Because we've got a common port, charge port here, I could just join this to this underneath, under here, for our charge port. That would be fine. Let's get that done before it's all inaccessible. Turns out putting this inside a battery is a right pain in the dick hole. Right. That'll be that. This charge wire will be for our positive. that only joining up to this. Tin that up and we'll see if we can get that on now before the main positive cable. Because otherwise it's all just going to fall off. Shall I make sure this is all right way round before I blow up the board? So I want that to be negative and I want that to be positive. And that is, I'll just swap around and make sure I see the minus on my meter. I do, okay, so that's definitely plus and that's definitely minus, and I haven't done it all backwards, which you wouldn't believe how easy that is to do. Randomly, well, let's just tuck that under there for now. So at least it would go back in the case enough for me to try it out on the bike. Yeah. Stay. Right, so lastly we've got our motor positive, we've got to connect from there to there. What have I got? It's kind of disgusting that one, but when in Rome. See if this even takes solder really. It may well not, but find out on a bit of flux on there and on there, give it its best chance. Can I go with no, that's for the bin. Right, there we go, some pure copper, and it already happens to be tinned. And it's just as thick as the wires on the rest of it. Oh, my watch says things. It says I have done goals. Very good, thank you, watch. Yoink. Okay. Please don't go boom. That's disgusting, isn't it? Well, it definitely wants the big soldering iron on it, but again, I'm just seeing if it works. Please don't go bang. Okay, it didn't go bang. Right, now that things are connected, I need to be incredibly careful not to short this out on anything. Super careful, because that would be bad. So, maybe hold that with the helping hands so that it doesn't go careening off into... that's not a good thing to hold it with. We'll just do it freehand. It'll be fine. Everything will be okay. Don't stress about it. Okay, that is close enough to see if it works. What happens if I press this button? Nothing. Is the BMS off? Because it hasn't been charged yet. Probably. Let's get a 36-volt charger here. Plugged into the charge port, see what happens. It does go red, so the battery itself charges. Oh, please don't short out on there. Okay, not a lot's going on. Not a lot is going on at all, but it charged, so that's good. Right, so why doesn't that work? Should we see if there's a startup procedure? Give me some time, I'll have a look. Okay, so it does power on. We've got our percentage, kilometers per hour, none of which seems to know what's going on. And the board does blink, one flashy light. Don't know what one flashy light means, but we've got one. It is charging, so I'm going to let it charge up all the way, see what happens. Not knock that off in the process. I have capped on tape this up because I was scared of it shorting on anything. We'll see. I can come back to that, make it look less like a bomb. Okay, good news. It has finished charging. The dongle has stopped its stuff, but if we turn the bike on, you get 0 kilometers an hour range, full battery percentage, 85 kilometers of range, and then all the LEDs flash, which is correct and as it should. So that's good. What I'll do then, I will tidy all this up. That's all, you know, I've got to redo quite a lot of that. Put it back in its case, take the bike for a ride, see how it works. Very exciting. But it does actually seem to do its job, which is very cool. Full! It says full! Right, we're going to learn together now. I've tidied up some of the wiring to make it a bit better. Those little things are insulated with... Oh, it's come off on tape. Well, they were insulated with little bits of fish paper. But when I pulled the tape off, they've come with them. And, no. It's not good. Get back on there, boy. Right. I guess I'll pull from this side. Oh, that bit's come off that one now. Great. Well, not my finest moment. Okay. I'll have to do it through this then. There's a little button on the end of the board here. It says there are 5 menus to enter a menu. Press the button for 2 seconds, then let it go, and now flash 5 times if you do nothing else. To select menu 2, click after the second flash. The second menu will be executed. So I need to set the battery capacity. I've measured the battery. It's supposed to be 11 amp hour. It is not anymore. It's not a new battery. It's showing me 10 amp hour. It was 9.95. I'm calling it 10, it'd be easier for me to set up. So, 10 amp hour. Sort of 10% degradation. It's fine. It'll be alright. It's fine. It's a cheap bike. I just want to see if it works. It's fine. So, if I press and hold the button for 2 seconds, I will enter the menu. I want to set the specified battery capacity. I think it's set to 12 amp hour now, so it will show the wrong thing on the display, but let's go. 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2. I suspect I have to have it connected to the bike. Ah! I've just put the bike away. I'll be back. Right, let's try this then, shall we? If I can get that on the bike. Okay. Let's sit there. Now, will it show me things? You're on the world's sketchiest tripod. So I want menu 1, so I've got to press after the first thing to set the specified battery capacity. Then after that, I will show the specified battery capacity to see if I've set it correctly. So to do this, we have to set it before using the dongle. The default value is 12 amp hour. The loud range is from 1 to nice 69 amp hour. Then first go back to the examples. Select menu 1. It flashes fast. Enter the tens 1 to the power of. So I guess I'll just press 1. It flashes fast. Enter the units. 1 and then the unit. I don't really know what that means. I don't want a decimal, so hopefully I'll just press it 1 time. 1 to the power of. For a number, n, from 1 to 9, click after n flashes. For a 0, click the button immediately after the LED bar flashes fast. Okay, so for 23, I'd do select menu 1, it flashes fast. Enter 2, so count 2 flashes, then click. Then it flashes fast, then count 3 flashes, then click. Then it flashes fast, or don't do anything. So I need to, because I only want this to put 10, not 23, I need it to enter the right menu, it flashes fast. Then count 1 flash and click. And then I think I want nothing. Oh look, for 20, this is more like it. So instead of 2 flashes and click, I do 1 flash and click, then click the button immediately for 0. Okay, I'm sure I can manage that. So, press and hold the menu for 2 seconds, then it'll flash 5 times. I want menu 1, so press and hold for 2 seconds, it'll flash once, click the button once. I'm then in settings. It flashes fast, once, flash it, click it fast. God, this is a lot for my little brain. I wonder if I can zoom you in. I can. Look at that. So, bike is on. I'm going to press the button. 1, 2. Okay, I'm going to have to be down here. I don't know what that means now, but I'll turn it off and turn it on again, shall I? Turn that off. Turn it on. There's the button gone there. So, 1, 2. Okay, I've got it. Just takes me a minute. 1, 2. There, I'm in the setting menu, it flashes fast. Oh, it's a lot for my little brain. Maybe I have to write the instructions down. For some reason I cannot grasp this. Turn it on. 1, 2. after one click. Ah, bollocks. I think half the problem is I can't see the button because of the tape. So I'm clicking it for fucking nothing. Oh, why did I have to use such good tape? Right, we're just peeling everything off. I can see the back of the thing. Right, there's the button there. So, 1, 2. I can do that. It's really not very easy to get to or see. So, turn it on. 1, 2. Right, now I'm in the menu. God, I'm terrible at this, am I? 1, 2. 1, that's in the menu. 1, and power. I think I've just set it wrong. Right. I need hold the button for 2 seconds, then press it once after the first flash. Takes us into the menu. Then click it once, then click it immediately. How can this be so difficult? 1, 1, 2. That should be it done. Do nothing and wait, it says. So hopefully this reverts to normal eventually. Good lord, that's complicated. What's this about? What's this flashing? So for menu 2 I want to show the specified capacity, which then says it'll flash us 2 times for the tens and 3 times for the unit. So we'll get fast flash, 1, fast flash, fast flash. Oh, for the unit. Did I set the unit? Oh my god. This is awful. Whose idea was this? Fuck. Right, let's try again. I've written out some instructions because it's too much for my little brain. So, okay, we'll try this. So, press for 2 seconds. After one flash, click it. You get fast flash. Press once, fast flash. Press, fast flash. Press for 2 seconds. 1, 2. After the first one, press, fast flash. Press 1. Fast flash, press instantly. Fast flash. It doesn't do fast flash. 4, 5. Let's try again. 1, 2. 1. That should be set. So leave it alone for a minute and wait and see. That's shit, that. Don't like that. Will it never go back to normal? Just do nothing and wait, but I've waited so long. Oh, is that just me telling me it's full again now? If I turn this off and then turn it on, I don't know. Let's check the capacity. Yeah, see, it does just flash. I think it's meant to flash. So let's see. To check the capacity, we want menu 2, and it will show us flashes fast once for the tens, once for the units. So I should have fast flash, 1 for the tens, fast flash, 0 units, fast flash, 0 units. So I should just get 110, fast flash, fast flash, fast flash. Hopefully. So hold that 1, 2. Menu 1, menu 2. Fast flash, 1, fast flash, fast flash, fast flash. I've set it correctly. It was a palaver, but I have done it. That now says 10 amp hours on there. My word. Perhaps some people have a better brain for that. I fucking don't. Excuse my French, but what pain in the bottom. Okay, hopefully that's right now. And it's rideable. I've got to refix all that stuff, put it back together, and then we'll have a go. Finally!